You ever wonder why sometimes people call me Jake and sometimes people call me Bob? It's an interesting story. Here's why. Originally, well, back in 2010, 2009, I was selling home improvements and I started my own, I went off on my own, started my own business, which is why you should never become too reliant on your employees, because most likely if you get a too good employee, they might become your competitor. I did that twice. So that's a tip right there, is if you got employees, you want to make sure that they're replaceable. I know that sounds bad, but you don't want one of your good employees becoming your competitor. So 2009, I go start my own window company on the side, and I would get calls and I wouldn't know if someone was calling me for the company I worked for or for my own company, because I was running both. You know, it was just, that's what I did. I had to hustle, I had to get that money. I started having more kids. But so I would get called and so I wouldn't know so I made another name. I called myself Jason, you know, so I knew if someone called me Jason, I knew they were calling from my side company, my side hustle. If they called me Jake, I knew they were calling from my regular day job. And then I started using I started using a 9x12 postcard to promote my own business. I came up with that idea. I said, if I can put a whole bunch of businesses on a postcard and I can take the whole back of the postcard, I can get 10,000 of these things for free. That's how 9x12 started. So I'd already had some design experience. I had another side hustle where I was making pitch books for other contractors and stuff. So I knew how to design. Then I realized you could make money on a 9x12. That's how 9x12 came out. But I started selling the ads to businesses. And then I didn't know if someone was calling me for, like, they call my phone. I didn't know if they were calling for the window company or for my side window company and I think at that time I had left my regular job and I was running my business at the time, my home improvement business. And I now had like 2 or 3 people calling, so I called myself Bob. I said, okay, I'll be Bob for this one, for marketing. It wasn't like I was planning on having a marketing business. I was like, I'll just use Bob. I'll use Bob Ross. And I posted on the Warrior Forum after I did like my second or third card or something. I was like, I made $5,000. I was like, oh my God, anyone can do this. I gotta share this with someone. I found the Warrior Forum, you remember that? And I called myself Bob Ross, you know, with the same thing I was using. That's how so I started publishing everything as Bob Ross, so everyone knew me as Bob. And then after a while, I'm like, you know, my real name's Jake. And then it's caused confusion or something. And 10 years later, people still calling me Bob and stuff, you know, whatever. But my real name is Jake, like Jake Lorraine. That's my actual name. That's it. That's why. That's why. If you've ever tried to run a side hustle or 2 or 3 businesses at a time and you got people calling and you don't know which business they're calling, you don't want to like answer the wrong thing. So you know that if they say whatever name, you know, okay, I'm that business. That's it. That's the reason why.